You settle into bed as the last light clicks off. The room is dark and still. Your body is tired, but suddenly your mind is wide awake. Why do your thoughts switch on when the lights go out? You're not alone. It's not just you. First, let's reassure one thing. You're not broken, and you're not failing at sleep. You're also not alone in this struggle. Lying awake with racing thoughts is more common than you might think. Roughly 1 in 3 adults isn't getting enough sleep on a regular basis, often because stress and worries keep them up. So if your mind tends to come alive after dark, remember, you're in good company. It doesn't mean you lack willpower or that something is wrong with you. There's usually a gentle reason behind this nightly mental shift, and understanding it can bring some comfort. When the world gets quiet, the mind gets loud. Often, when sleep won't come, we focus on physical tricks. We dim the lights, try deep breathing, sip herbal tea, adjust our pillows. These things can help relax the body. But what about the mind? There's something deeper happening in your head when the world goes quiet. At night, external distractions fade away. When your surroundings are silent, the lack of emails, conversations, and chores competing for your attention makes your thoughts seem louder. So let's set aside the usual lighting and breathing tips for a moment and explore what changes mentally when night falls. During the day, your brain is in go mode, constantly reacting to tasks and stimuli one after another. At night, when the lights go off and the world gets quiet, your brain switches from reacting to reviewing. With no distractions, your mind suddenly has space to wander through anything unresolved. It's as if your brain says, now that it's finally quiet, let's see what we missed today. In darkness, your thoughts often shift from the day's immediate concerns to a more introspective review. Loose ends from your day, or even from long ago, start to float up. Your mind might sift through tasks you didn't finish, moments that left a mark, or odd memories you pushed aside. In the dark, the brain senses it finally has time to open those drawers it skipped during the busy daylight hours. Not everything that pops up at night is truly urgent, but to your brain, unfinished often equals important. If you pushed an emotion down or left a task undone, your vigilant mind tags it for nighttime review. It's like your brain is keeping watch for anything you missed, just to make sure you're safe. This internal night shift isn't random. It's your brain's clumsy way of tying up loose ends and protecting you. In fact, anxiety is basically a normal safety mechanism. It's your body's way of keeping you alert and watchful for potential threats. Your brain evolved to keep you safe, especially in the dark when our ancestors were vulnerable. So when the world gets dark and quiet, your mind goes on guard duty, double-checking that everything is okay.
At night, unresolved worries can flood your mind, leaving you anxious and wide awake when you desperately want to sleep. One moment you're wondering if you replied to that work email, the next you're replaying an odd look someone gave you earlier, then you're questioning if you locked the front door. Little details take on a new life in the darkness. Your brain might even toss out something completely unrelated, a mistake from months ago, or a random worry about a minor ache. And all the while, you're aware of time passing. You peek at the clock and start calculating how much sleep you'd get if you fell asleep right now. With each passing minute, there's a growing urgency to shut your mind down and get to sleep. This is the frustrating loop of pressure. The more you try to force yourself to sleep or will your mind to stop thinking, the more alert you become. You might silently beg your brain, please calm down, we need to sleep, but it seems to do the opposite. Every minute awake adds a bit of dread, that sense of running out of time, which tells your body that something must be wrong. Your heart beats a little faster, a touch of adrenaline kicks in, as if you're on high alert. In essence, by watching the clock and trying to wrest control of the situation, you're accidentally signaling to your nervous system that there's a problem, and your nervous system, ever vigilant, hears problem and hits the gas instead of the brakes. It's as if your mind thinks, we must be awake for a reason, maybe there's danger. And so, the harder you push for sleep, the further away sleep slips. It sounds upside down, doesn't it? The dark and quiet of night should be peaceful, yet here you are, restless and wide awake. But remember, your brain isn't doing this to punish you. In fact, it's trying to help, just in a very unhelpful way. Knowing that can take a bit of the sting out of those sleepless moments. Why forcing sleep backfires? Let's gently unpack this. The struggle to sleep when your mind is racing isn't because you aren't trying hard enough. Paradoxically, it's often the opposite. Trying too hard sends the wrong signal. Your brain's main job is to keep you safe. If you're straining to quiet your thoughts, your vigilant brain assumes that must mean something is wrong. It's almost like your anxiety whispers, "Don't lower your guard just yet." Your mind means well, it's staying on duty just in case. That's why you feel stuck. Your body wants rest, but your mind isn't convinced it can fully power down. Once this misunderstanding kicks in, it can start a self-feeding cycle. You try harder to calm down, which only convinces your brain further that something must be up. Frustration builds. Maybe a little worry about tomorrow creeps in, and those feelings add fuel to the fire. Round and round it goes. Many of us know this pattern. Time passes as you toss and turn, and you might end up feeling more awake at 2 a.m. than you did at bedtime. After a while, you might even start to dread the moment you crawl into bed, as if it's a test you're failing each night. You might think, why is something so simple as sleep so hard for me? That thought adds a layer of self-blame and anxiety. In fact, there's a term for this, a performance mindset around sleep, basically turning sleep into a test of will.
Sleep doctors sometimes call it sleep performance anxiety, and it can create the same stress response you'd feel before an exam or big presentation. Worrying about whether you'll be able to sleep floods your body with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline that keep you even more awake. The very worry about not sleeping becomes the thing that keeps you up. It's no wonder people often find, "I fall asleep easiest when I stop trying so hard." You absolutely have the ability to sleep. Your body wants to sleep. It's just that the pressure and worry have been sending the wrong message to your brain. Research backs this up. The harder people try to force sleep, the more their brain activates areas associated with worry and planning. In contrast, when you take the pressure off, those brain regions quiet down because there's nothing to solve or stay alert for. In other words, trying to force sleep actually keeps you awake, while letting go of the effort tells your brain that it's okay to relax. Shifting from control to comfort. Since forcing your brain to be quiet doesn't work, what can you do? The key is to shift from control to comfort, from pressure to safety. Your mind will unwind only when it truly feels safe, not when it feels pushed or monitored. Think of it this way. You can't force a timid bird to land on your hand, but if you sit still and calm, it may come on its own. In the same way, you have to gently show your nervous system that it's safe now, that no emergencies remain. Sometimes that means changing your approach at bedtime. Instead of thinking, "I have to sleep right now," you give yourself permission to just lie down and rest. Make rest the goal, not sleep. Ironically, when you stop demanding sleep and just allow quiet rest, sleep often comes more easily. In fact, many sleep specialists suggest a counterintuitive trick. If you can't sleep, stop trying. Just focus on peaceful resting or listen to something soothing, and let sleep happen in its own time. This strategy is known as paradoxical intention, and studies have found it surprisingly effective for people with racing thoughts at bedtime. By deliberately not trying to fall asleep, essentially telling yourself it's okay to stay awake, you remove the pressure that's been keeping you up. When you stop chasing sleep, it often finds you naturally. By doing this, you're telling your brain there's nothing urgent to tackle and that it's truly okay to drift off. You might be surprised how your body responds.
gradually softening and letting go once the all-clear signal is received. If you need a little extra support on this gentle journey, I've placed a small calming aid in the video description, something subtle you can try if you want. No pressure at all, it's just there as an optional help. Creating a feeling of safety for your mind. The real key in all of this is creating a genuine feeling of safety. Your anxious mind will only stand down when it believes you're safe and all is well. This might mean quietly reminding yourself in the dark, I'm okay, I'm safe right now, I can let go. It might feel a bit odd, but that kind of self-reassurance is exactly what your vigilant brain is looking for. When your inner guard hears all is well, it can finally begin to relax its grip. Think about times you accidentally fell asleep when you weren't trying, maybe while reading a book in a cozy chair, or watching a calm show, or on a night you finally sighed and said, "Oh well, I'll just rest, even if I don't sleep, that's fine." In those moments, there was no pressure and your vigilant mind finally relaxed. You essentially gave your brain an all-clear signal and it shifted into its natural rest mode once it realized it could stand down. Creating a calm, cozy environment, like reading quietly by a warm light, can signal to your brain that it's safe to relax. When you genuinely feel safe and at ease, your nervous system can hit the brakes. Your brain isn't scanning for danger or unfinished business anymore, so it gradually powers down those alert circuits. Your mind and body will eventually do what they're designed to do: settle down and sleep. Remember, your brain isn't fighting you at night because it's broken. It's staying awake because it thinks it needs to protect you. You can gently show it that the day is done, you're safe, and it's okay to let go. A gentle good night. Now, as we drift toward a close, allow yourself to just be in this quiet nighttime space. There's no goal you need to reach right now. You're not failing at anything by being awake. If thoughts flutter through your mind, you can let them come and go without chasing them away. We're simply sitting together in the safe calm of the night. In this moment, you have permission to do nothing at all except breathe. You understand now that your mind isn't truly your enemy. It's like a well-meaning watchman that hasn't realized the night is safe. With a little patience, it will stand down and rest beside you. Feel the gentle weight of the darkness around you, like a soft blanket over your senses. Notice that in this darkness, there's nothing you need to fix or figure out. My voice is here as a quiet companion, a soothing presence so you know you're not alone. In this calm moment, there's no judgment and no pressure. We're just sharing a peaceful pause before sleep. This time isn't about solving anything. It's simply about being, breathing slowly, and feeling a little less alone in the night. Remember, you're truly not alone in experiencing this mental shift when the lights go off. As we talked about in a previous session, many people struggle when they try to force relaxation. It's a common frustration, not a personal failing. And in an upcoming session, we'll explore why even the silence of night can sometimes feel unsettling. But for now, let's set all of that aside. Tonight, if you're tired in body but your mind is still alert, give yourself gentle permission to not force anything. Instead of thinking, "I have to sleep right now," you can quietly whisper to yourself, "It's okay, I'll just rest here. I'm safe in the dark and I can just be. I'll stay here a little longer with you in this quiet space." There's truly no rush, no big conclusions, just calm companionship and steady breathing. Whenever sleep comes for you, it will come in its own time. And if it hasn't arrived yet, that's all right. we'll simply share the easy calm of the darkness for as long as you need. Thank you for spending these moments with Calm Nights Lab. May you find a little peace in this gentle night. And when you're ready to turn the lights off again, may sleep softly find you too. Good night.